Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joey's Retro Newscast, where I go over the top news of the last week in retro handhelds, retro gaming, and just gaming in general. We're going to spend a lot of today on a lot of different devices that have come out or have been announced, so be ready for that. But first, let's talk about software. CMU, the Wii U emulator for PC, just released version 2.1. And this is the first version that drops the stable and experimental releases separation. So everything going forward is going to be 2.1, 2.2, and all that sort of thing. Honestly, this is so much better. I think all emulators should probably drop that experimental and just do updates, because most of the time, all we're doing is upgrading to the newest release anyways, even if it is experimental, because it's always the best. So just go ahead and do that. EmuOS has a new update coming in October, and it is called Banana, because the last one was called Beans, and this one is Banana, and they're weird that way, which is fun. But like all EmuOS major releases, this is going to have massive changes. The biggest one here is you're going to be able to put your themes, your ROMs, your saves, states, all of that on the second SD card or on the first. You can choose which one you want to put it on. So it's a big change to be able to just move everything around, and then you set where your saves and stuff are. So you tell it, hey, it's on here, or hey, it's on here, and all that sort of thing. This is also going to be the release that brings RG406V support, so both the H and the V. And it also fixed the cardinal snapping with all of the Anbernic devices that have analog sticks. So that fix will be in here, and that one is thanks to Gamma Squeeze. So thanks, Gamma. Then there's just a whole bunch more changes that I'm not going to get into, and if you want to read the full list, I'll leave it in the description. But supporters of EmuOS can grab the test build now, and you can play around with it. But if you're going to do that, obviously you're going to provide feedback, because it's not meant for just normal everyday release. So if you're going to do that, check it out on the Discord, and you can see how to support EmuOS there. For everybody else, I suggest just waiting for October when the full release is out and all of the fixes and bug fixes are taken care of, and then you can just flash it and move on. Okay, so let's jump over into device news now, and it's just going to be a Retroid-centric section. And they started it all off with the Retroid Pocket Mini being announced, and it is just slightly bigger than the Retroid Pocket 2S with curves, which is pretty much everything I asked for. They did show off a bunch of different colors. Then a day later, they removed a bunch of those colors and then consolidated it into a final list of what is going to be available. And I have to say, a company that is known for all of their really good color options really kind of didn't nail it this time. My favorite is the one with the Skittle buttons, of course, so number 5 if you're looking at the color wheel. And then second is probably the orange one for being different, but I don't really like any of the other ones. I don't know. Where's the blue? Where's the indigo? Where's the fun sport red? Where is all the fun colors that we have come to love when it comes to Retroid? Because for me, that's always been one of their best selling points, is the color options, and just kind of missing here. It's unfortunate. Keep in mind that whatever you see as the trim from the front angle, that will be the back. So if you want to get the orange one, the entire back is going to be orange. So that's pretty cool, but I mean, you could have just done so many different colors. Now, besides knowing that it is an OLED screen, we do know that there's going to be a Snapdragon chip inside of it, but that's kind of it. And if you want to start guessing, you could. I mean, there's the Snapdragon 845, there's 6 Gen 1, 7, there's a bunch of different ones. And I'm not going to play that game. I'm just going to wait for it to actually release. I really don't like this drip feed of information that they're doing on this, as well as the Retroid Pocket 5, which we're going to talk about in a second. But just release it all. I mean, it's kind of boring this way. Just do it. Just put it all out there. Let us know. So in a completely shocking display, Retroid announced the Retroid Pocket 5 as well. And they had 9 months. They could have just released like the Retroid Pocket Mini a few months ago and then the 5 after, or something along those lines. But for some reason, they're doing both in the same week. And it seems like they kind of forgot about the Mini, because they released a little bit about the Mini and now it's all about the 5. And we haven't heard anything about the Mini again. Anyways, the Retroid Pocket 5 is coming. And as of today, what we know is it's going to have a 5.5-inch AMOLED 1080p screen. And it's supposed to have a Snapdragon chip inside of it as well. And I'm not sure if maybe they're going to use the same chip in both devices. Could be something that they're going to do, but I don't know. And that's all we know. Now, I didn't take a deep look into the AMOLED specs, and I don't remember what they put on screen, but it's possible that they're using the same one that's in the RG556, but that's just a guess on my part. I don't actually know. We'll see when it actually comes out or releases and all that sort of thing to what actual screen they're using. Pricing wise, if I had to place some guesses, the Retroid Pocket Mini, most likely 150 to 175 US dollar range. That is my guess if I had to look at it from a perspective of what they sell now, what that should be worth, all that sort of thing. And this, the Retroid Pocket 5, I'm putting at 250, around that range. So that would give them a pretty good spread. They have the $100 Retroid Pocket 2S, $150 Retroid Pocket 4, $175 Retroid Pocket Mini, $199 Retroid Pocket 4, if they're still going to sell that, 4 Pro, and then the Retroid Pocket 5 at $250. If you go any higher than $250, that is a tough sell, I think. But obviously, this is all guesses. We don't know what Snapdragon it is. If somehow they come out and say it's a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, then obviously that changes a whole bunch of different things, but just making guesses. We'll see whenever they drip feed that piece of information. Now, on my part, I have a love-hate relationship with Retroid. I love the Retroid Pocket 2S, and I love the Retroid Pocket Flip. I really do not like the 3 Plus, the 4, the 4 Pro. The ergonomics on those devices is just not good. And I'm somebody who plays my devices for longer than 15 minutes. So I kind of need that ergonomics to last. And you can buy a grip and all that sort of thing, but it ruins the whole point. The Odin 2 Mini has been perfection on all of that front. And a lot of that has been for me because the D-pad is on the bottom. I much prefer that for a device that's powerful and for comfort-wise, because when you do D-pad top, like the Retroid Pocket 5 is, you have to either inset or change up how everything is. And on the Retroid Pocket 5, it looks like it's going to be the same as the 4, where it's just above each other. And so comfort-wise, I am fully expecting it's probably going to be very similar to the 4 in that way, although we'll see. The Odin 2 Mini still, to me, is a super comfortable, awesome device that's like this, but obviously a lot more expensive than other options and whatever this will be. So I'm curious. I always will check out the newest Retroid Pocket whatever of their main flagship series and hope to be wowed by the ergonomics, but I'm not going to put a lot of stock in that. I think for me, the Mini is a lot more interesting of a device in these two releases, and that one is definitely one I'm interested in at the moment. But the 5 is probably not going to be for me if I had to guess, but that's going off of the 3 Plus and the 4 and the 4 Pro. We'll see. I cannot remember if we talked about the RG406 at all before, but if we didn't, it is now leaked and it looks like it's going to be a 406V, so a vertical. And this is supposed to be Android and it has the T820 chip inside of it, so the same as the RG556 and the Cube. The other rumored part is it's supposed to have a 960 by 720 screen, which is a 4:3 aspect ratio. Okay, so I have a little bit of mixed feelings about this one. We have been asking for a 405M replacement for so long now, and it looks like we're going to get that, but in vertical form. And that is not what I'm wanting. Obviously, 406V, they're going to have a 406H pretty soon after that. But I don't know. Is anybody excited for more powerful vertical? Is that what everybody is looking for? For me, when I think of vertical, I'm in the nostalgia camp. I want to just play Game Boy on it. That is it. And playing Nintendo 64 and PS2 and GameCube on a vertical feels weird to me, I guess. It doesn't fit. And most of the times it's because of the comfort. Verticals aren't great for that, except for the 405V, which is decent about it. But I mean, playing a long time on a vertical doesn't feel great. And just, I don't know, something about playing like that on a vertical just doesn't fit. Horizontals are always so much better. So obviously Anbernic's going for the spray and pray approach of just releasing whatever and seeing what hits, but just give me the 406H or 406M or whatever it's going to be. I'm here for that one. Either way, this is apparently coming in September because it's been 2 weeks since their last release, and I was wondering how much longer it would be until we hear about this. I'm gonna guess. Here comes a guess. We get some sort of tease next week or the week after, and it starts the process of release. So before you even get your RG406V in hands, and before I get it in my hands because I'm blacklisted by Anbernic, we'll have the 406V. So maybe hold off a little bit if you want that instead. Now, the team behind EmuDeck are releasing actual mini PC hardware. These are running Bazite, and they're going to have EmuDeck pre-installed. They're also using a GameSir Nova Lite controller included. Looks like there's two models. One is the Intel N97, the other is the AMD Ryzen 8600G. Now, I didn't dive deep into this at all. It's not something that interests me, but it looks like it's going to be shipping in December. Prices look a bit high at first glance, but again, I just didn't do a deep dive, so I'm not too sure. But if it is something you're interested in, some sort of mini PC that's just running Bazite and EmuDeck and probably pre-configured is my guess. Again, didn't look too much deep. This might be for you, but check it out. They're hosted on the Indiegogo platform, and you can see if it's something you want to buy. Now, something that is on my radar, and if you remember a few months ago, we talked about fellow content creator Taki Udon's upcoming Mr. FPGA projects, I guess. He has a few in the works, but the console version, the replacement for the D10 Nano and all of that sort of thing. So the Mr. FPGA project is going to be releasing for order this weekend, apparently. And it'll be multiple time zones, so you can pick whatever time zone and try and order it in that batch. And we should know more information as far as complete pricing and the website and all of that at some point this weekend, or maybe today, I don't know. But if you're interested, keep an eye out on that. Personally, I've been waiting for this for a while, so I'll be number one in that lineup to grab one of these. And if you want one, grab one. If my videos have been helping you, consider supporting me on Patreon, or just give this video a like and a sub. You can also come join me on the Discord, and we talk all about these handhelds and retro handhelds all day, every day. There was a Nintendo Direct partner showcase this week, and usually I don't care about these ones, but I watched it, and there was a lot of very big announcements in it. So I'm going to go over the ones that matter to me or that might matter to you, and you can get a full laydown of what happened in the Direct. First up, Tetris Forever is coming, and it's a compilation of previous Tetris games, and the collection is releasing later this year. Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky is getting a remake, and it launches in 2025. This one was a massive announcement, and it basically only showed a few seconds of gameplay in that video. I'm not sure why they just kind of didn't put more, but yeah, it's coming. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 is coming in 2025, and this one actually includes the Power Stone games as well, and a bunch of others. The Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake is coming on November 14th, and you can pre-order it now. Castlevania has a Dominus collection, and it brings the 3 Nintendo DS games, and it's already out, and you can just play it right now. Tales of Grace's F is getting remastered, and it is coming to Switch in January. Rune Factory has a new game, and it's called Guardians of Azuma, and it is coming in the spring. Lastly, Yakuza Kiwami is coming to Switch on October 24th. Yakuza is awesome, you should play that. That's going to be it for today. Appreciate you all watching, and that's all from me, Arrow Manga.